Happy New Year, everybody. We're about to get going. So everybody hit that like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. We're about to break down the mindset. We're going to break down the charts. We're going to break down everything we need to dominate in 2024. So I want to see everybody here, roll call. What is your goal this year? Let me know where you tuned in from. What are you doing? What are you buying? What are you selling? Let's get this going. I cannot wait for this year, and I know you can't either, so let's jump into this. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name's Kellam. If this is your first time here, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last. Hit that subscribe button if this is your first time. Let us know in the chat if this is your first time here. And if you're an OG, let everybody else know that you're an OG. I see we got a lot of members in the stream. We got so many people just tuned in and ready to take this year by storm. Ready to dominate, and it all starts right here in our mind. It starts with our action plan. It starts with our language with ourselves. We're going to talk about that today. So everybody, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? And ding the bell. We got to talk about some things. We got to talk about where we are going for 2024. We got to talk about what is going on with this market. How do we dominate? How do we see something like this and take advantage of these massive, massive, massive run-ups? We can only do it if we are prepared. So my question for you right now is, are you prepared? Is your strategy in place, or are you just throwing things out there because somebody told you about it and you're hoping that you get gains? Ask yourself truly, do you really have a strategy? Are you just buying when it feels exciting and selling when you're scared? That's something you got to really know about yourself. One of the best things that I've really learned about myself getting involved with trading, and I started trading back in 2012. Okay. One of the number one things I learned about trading is it exemplifies all of your inner sort of faults in terms of how you deal with things, especially with how you deal with stress. And make no bones about it, trading is stressful. And investing can be stressful, but it's a lot less stressful than trading. But trading will exemplify how you deal with stress and whether or not you have a strategy. Let me say that again. Trading will exemplify what your faults are and how you deal with stress, if you do have a strategy or not. How you deal with emotions when they get flagged, whether it's fear or hope or greed. So you need to make sure that not only do you learn about your emotions and how you deal with things for trading, and so that you can be profitable, but it can also, trading can lead to you being a better person in your regular life. If you are conscious and you can be objective about what your faults are and what your strategy is to improve upon those things. And that's what it's all about here in BitLab Academy. It's giving you the tools, giving you the resources, and helping you build your strategy so that you can dominate it in this market, so that you can have more capital that you can utilize to make your life better, to make your friends and family's life better, to have less stress. And that's what this is all about. So with that being said, how was your year? How was your new year? What did you do? How did you feel? Did you get drunk and wasted? And I'm not dogging on you if you did. Maybe you needed to blow off some stress. Did you come up with a plan over this weekend? Did you write down what your strategy is? And I want to challenge each and every one of you right now. I want you to write down what your goal is for the end of this year, and for 5 years from now, and for 10 years from now. I want you to write it down. And it doesn't just need to be with crypto. Do it for your family, for your health, and for your wealth. Do it on all three, because all three of these things are important. Because if you don't have one, it will affect the other two. And it doesn't mean you're going to perfect all three. Maybe you don't even perfect one, but if you have the goal written down, you can take steps forward. You can take steps towards it, and you can keep yourself on your path. Now, when we're thinking about what's going on here in the market, and we're going to be breaking down some charts here, we're going to be looking at some TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum and some alts. We're going to be looking at some other key charts that we really want to discuss. We're going to be talking about some trades in here. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things in this market, some things showing huge bullishness coming to altcoins. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things here. But before we dive into all that, I want to make sure that you all are on the same page and understanding something. I want you to really listen to this. Everything that happens in this market with your portfolio is your fault. Whether you make huge profits or you take huge losses, we cannot push the blame on anything else from this point forward. 2024 is a year of responsibility. It's a year of self-actualization. It's a year of taking responsibility for what our capabilities are and improve in areas that need improvement and cut out different things that's not really our thing. If you scalp trade and every time you scalp trade, you lose money, either cut it out or learn some strategy, practice demo trading before you start doing that. We need to take responsibility for our actions and realize there are no scam wicks or manipulations. In reality, there are just market movements. And if we're too heavily allocated in one area, or we're exposing ourselves to too much risk and we get liquidated or something out, there's no story, there's no explanation that we can come up with that really takes away our responsibility. If we take responsibility for what we're doing in this market, then we will make it. If we don't take responsibility for our own actions, then we won't. That's the bottom line here. That's what I really want to get through here. Because we are the masters of our destiny. And we can only be the master of our destiny if we take responsibility for what it is that we're doing or not doing. Are you guys feeling it this year? Are you guys feeling it this week? Are you guys feeling it this day? If you did not see the short that was that I put out, it was also the trailer for this video. It's all about that. We all lean into the new year. Let me say this again. A lot of people come into the new year with all this idea of, what are my goals? I'm going to step into it. I'm really going to finally do it this year. Don't let the new year be the thing that makes you do it, because every day is a new day. If you lose a trade, let it go. Adjust your strategy, step back into the ring. If you win a trade, let it go. Because if you are holding on to sentiments from winning or losing, it's going to change the type of strategy you're utilizing, and it cannot be a consistent thing. Every trade is independent. Every day is independent. Every feeling is independent, and don't let them bleed over into other things. Dominate every moment of what you're doing. Ask yourself, is this taking me closer to my goal? No matter what it is you're doing, is what I'm doing right now taking me closer to my goal? And sometimes relaxing is taking you closer to your goal because you need to refresh and recharge. But if you're relaxing all the time, it's only taking you further. You're getting closer to knowing about those characters on TV, but does that take you closer to your goal? Let's do these things in balance. Let's dominate 2024. Let's dominate 2024. Now, let's talk about what we want to talk about in these charts. We got 150 people in the room, 33 likes. How dare you? Everybody hit that like right now. We've started a new year. Let's start it with some new records. Everybody get involved. This is a community. This is not me talking at you. And I want to shout out also, we had a morning member stream in the Discord. So you guys stay tuned that are in the Discord. Stay tuned because we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in there. Tim's going to be doing some TA sessions in there throughout the week. I'm going to be doing some morning sessions where there's no plan for them. Sometimes we'll talk TA. Sometimes we'll just talk and connect. Sometimes you guys will have questions. But the Discord, the BitLab Discord is where it's at. And we're going to be a lot more active in there, driving engagement and driving community. Because for me, that's what this is all about. It's about community so that we can learn from each other, so that we can all blast the off in 2024. We can only do that together. And Alex Green has a great initiative he's doing. He's going to be breaking down in Discord. I may have him here on the stream at some point too, talking about compounding your gains. compounding your gains. Stop swinging for 48%, 100% trades in every trade you make. Because if you do that, you're also going to be swinging towards having huge losses regularly too. Now, if the setup is there, take it. But don't take it just because you need 35%. Because the data shows if you compounding 2% on average, it doesn't have to be every day, but on average over the course of a week, over the course of a month, over the course of a year, compounding 2% gains on average on a daily basis takes a $1,000 investment to Alex Green. You say what it is in the live chat right now. I think it's like over $340,000 something dollars in the course of a year. So let's be consistent. That's what the goal of this year is. Let's be consistently profitable. Now, being consistently profitable does not mean you win every trade. Being consistently profitable is about having a strategy where you can manage your risk, your allocation, your exposure, and also what's your exit strategy in case it goes against you. Because if you're going to trade, you're going to lose money at some point. The question is, can you limit how often you're losing money and how much? Being profitable means having a strategy that can carry you through over time on a regular basis that you can repeat essentially on command so that you can win in this market. And that's what BitLab Academy is all about. Whether you're in our courses at bitlabacademy.com, whether you're in our Discord, which the BitLab membership gives you access to our premium Discord, or you're also potentially watching here on the YouTube stream. We break this thing down. We break it all down so that you have the tools and resources so that you can dominate in this market. So let's get it. Now, it's time to get it. Okay, let's talk about some of this. Altcoins. I know all of you out there have at least some altcoins in your portfolio. If you have 0 altcoins and you only have Bitcoin, throw a 1 in chat right now. I doubt I'll even see number one. If you got some altcoins, throw an emoji in there. Are you bullish or are you bearish on altcoins? Let me know, because things are looking quite bullish. In the short term, we may have a little bit of downside. But when we're looking at the macro, we can see with this Gaussian channel, we can see that, look at this when this flips green. Look at this when this flips green. Look at this. We have not yet flipped green, but look at where we were before this happened. And there's no telling when this is going to happen, but likely very soon. And this is a setup for massive gains. Did you miss it? Did you miss the big gains that already happened this year? Maybe let that go. Let it go. What can I do now? What's my strategy today? What's my end goal this week, this month, this quarter, this year? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves on a regular basis. If you're flying blind to this market, let me say this. If you're flying blind in this market, only navigating on a daily basis based on how you feel, you're going to lose. Just go ahead and send your money to me or to other traders out there. If you want to dominate in this market and be profitable over time, you have to have a strategy. And you have to understand what the macro picture is on that asset, and then also the niche that asset is in, and then also the broader ecosystem around it, so that you can understand what is going on in the market. Because right now, a lot of people are feeling like they missed the gains. Let that shit go. You didn't miss anything. You were not paying attention to that time, or you had the wrong strategy. Today is a new day. What is my strategy today? What's my goal for this week, this quarter, this year? Think in these process. Think of these timeframes. Think in this structure so that you can navigate based on tools and resources, not on emotions and fear and hope and greed. This is how you win in this market. So let's talk these charts. What is going on? Well, altcoins setting up. We also see here, I brought this up on Discover Crypto. The TSI right here, the True Strength Index, is showing we got across. Another big thing, talking about these gains. And the reason why I want to share this before we dive into the TA is because, and shout out again to Alex Green gifting those 10 memberships. And shout out to all the members here. All of the members here. If you're a member in here, drop your emojis. Let's get excited. Man, I can't tell you how excited I am for this year. Thank you all for letting me take Friday off. I know some people were probably looking for where the stream was, but I needed to fully reset, have 3 days, 4 days to disconnect, come back here and be fired up so I can bring you guys the goods and I can give you guys my best self. Because that's what this is about, guys and gals and everybody. Let's effing go. That's right. So very bullish, very bullish, very bullish. Macro. These are macro charts. I'm chewing on a candy, so if I'm talking funny, that's why. Macro charts, very bullish. This does not mean that we cannot have some sort of pullback. Don't be offended by the charts and upset and, oh, well, if I buy, it goes down. Where we're at right now, if we have any downside price action and you happen to buy a local top, who gives a crap? Nobody cares. And you should care, but you shouldn't let it affect you. You should see that we are in a macro bullish environment. We may have a pullback. Could be 10%, could be 20, could be 40%. Any pullbacks from here are opportunities for this macro bull. If you buy and it drops, what's one of the things you should have? Always some dry powder on the side. And you're doing a position trade. You're trying to buy here and take advantage of this, which means you're probably not buying and getting out. Maybe you're not putting a stop loss because it's a position trade. But if you bought, for instance, right here at this top and it drops down, that dry powder you still have on the sideline because you're always adding capital to that part of your portfolio so that you can take advantage of the market. Then on the drop, you buy and you lower your average entry on whatever asset that is. Your best self rocks, Kelly. All of your best selves rock. So shout out. A shout out to everybody that was there for that impromptu little concert stream we did right before Christmas. That was not planning on that, but you guys tipped me to play the guitar and sing a song. I ended up playing and singing for an hour. So shout out, because you know what? Can't always be numbers and charts and crypto, because we're people too, right? So we gotta tie it together like a family. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's get into the charts and see what it is we want to talk about. Now, remember, I was talking about those dips. This is a halving in 2016. Big run up. Look at that. 42% sell off. Over here. Big run up. 73% pullback. If we don't consider this black swan event right here, this is the area I'm talking about right here, this global shutdown. Even here, this was a 54% pullback, 53% just on this, if we don't consider the black swan. So either way, the last two halving cycles, we had a run up and a 40% or more pullback. In this case, it was 42. Over here, it was either 53% or what was that, 70 something? 71% down to the bottom of this wick. You see this? If we go just to the candle bodies, that's 61%. Will we get that? Is there too much underlying bullishness because of the Bitcoin spot ETFs? That's a possibility too. We have to know that. So, let me see something real quick. I want to see, I'm going to pull up the members area. Let me see if we ended up getting to that spot to where we have enough members to add an emoji. Let's see, memberships, customize, emoji. No, we don't. We need several more, because as you go up in members, you need more and more to add the next emoji. We still need 23 new members to add the next emoji. So that'll come in time. But hey, guys, we're at 9,000. What is it at? 9,700 and something, 80, I think, followers or subscribers or community members here on the BitLab YouTube. Shout out to each and every one of you. We will hit 10,000 hopefully by the end of this month, first month of 2024. And that's in under a year. And so big love and shout out to each and every one of you. Yeah. So let's talk about this. Where we're at right now. It's looking good. I mean, let's kind of just slowly move this across. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go ahead and turn off all the things. This is looking beautiful. Push up. A little bit of a fake out, or is it just a little bit of a cool off and then a move back up? Remember, we had this huge area here. The lows here, this consolidation here, this retest here, all of this, this is what this was contending with. This is meaning that the price action, it's like, it's got a lot of price memory over here and a huge bear market. So some people were taking profits here, Prices got lower. People that have money on the side, whether they bought down here or not, or maybe they bought up here, price came down, gave a bit of an opportunity there. And this drop right here was about 18, 20% drop. We still haven't gotten that 40% drop. Will we? Do you guys think, you guys and gals, he's and she's and theys and z's and zit, whatever you are, do you think we're going to get a 40% drop this time going into the halving or directly after the halving? Or do you think this time is different? All right. So this is looking very bullish. This is looking like, just on this wide view on the weekly, this is looking a little bit like a bull flag that's attempting a breakout. Now, let's get down to the 8-hour. I just want to show something here. Look at this, riding on this 20 moving average, riding on it. This is starting to curve over. We did lose it. We got a little bit higher. Now, when we're looking at this with all the different lines and charts and things, zooming in here, you see this is very messy when it's consolidated like this. But when I zoom in here, we have this macro resistance, support, resistance, didn't quite get there, resistance. Now support. We've retested this and it is acting as support. And within doing this, we also had this sort of consolidation range that ended up being a bit of a symmetrical triangle, meaning you have a rising level of support and a falling level of resistance. And if we took a measurement out of here, option T, from the top to the bottom, let's come over here and look at where this target is. The target, actually, that was wonky as it could be. There we go. Look at where this target is. On this symmetrical triangle, the target out of here is right to this golden pocket. This is an area a lot of people are looking at. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's not Frankie Candles. It's not Crypto Face. It's not Crypto Crow. It's not Tom Crown. It's everybody that understands technical analysis is looking at this number. Now, if we zoom out, we can also see that this is a previous top. So even if you don't use golden pockets and Fibonacci's, and there's different types of strategies out there, and some people have never even heard of Fibonacci's. Some people don't look at previous price action. Everybody has a different strategy that they utilize to trade. But when you have a confluence of areas, in this case, we have this previous high, this range high right here. In addition to this previous range high, we also have this giant red, what is this big red bar here, Kelly? That's part of the BitLab trading stack. It's showing you a large area of interest based on actionable things in the exchange, where people were flooding into the exchange with a lot of orders, especially large orders. So these order blocks can be large areas of resistance or support, and these automatically get put on the screen with the BitLab trading stack, which you can get at bitlabacademy.com. If you head over to bitlabacademy.com, head over to bitlabacademy.com, by the way, if you want to learn how to read these charts, if you want to learn about Fibonacci's and on-chain data analysis. But if you want the indicators right here, click on that. You can sign up. You can also click right here on Enroll Now. You can get right here, the BitLab Pro, get you access to the premium Discord where we have trades and setups and charts and chart requests and chatting and private member streams for the BitLab the premium BitLab area. You get the indicators, the courses, and the premium Discord here. If you want just the Discord and the courses, it's right here. I want all access. And we break all these things down. If you just want the indicators, come right here to indicators and get the indicators. Now look in here, level of confluence. We have the order block right in here. This is also where this came up and found resistance. This line, I projected out. That's what this dotted line is. And if we look over here, this is exactly where we have confluence of previous price action, the Fibonacci, and the order block. So it stands to reason that if the price action does explode up out of this, which in this case it has, it's exploded up, the contention is the next area of interest will be this $48,000 level, $48,000 to $50,000 region. Now the question is going to be, one, how we got there, meaning did we just have another rocket up like this? You know, look at these two candles, 2 8-hour candles. If we go to the daily, look at this. We have this daily candle broke it. We're in the middle of this candle right here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this candle closes, because candles give us an idea. They give us a structure, a lens into what this narrative is between the bulls and the bears. So if this candle closes like this, it is still bullish, but we also see a sort of slowing down of the bullish narrative. Why do I say that? Because this is a large candle and we get a smaller candle. Now, if this continues up and we start, continuing to move up, then that will show a continuation of that bullish narrative. But in this case, we're looking at the daily. Let's get down to the 4 hour and see what the candle structure shows on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this is why I use different time frames. The 4 hour, we see an expansion of the bullish narrative. Why? Look at this reversal candle. See this reversal candle, doji, coming down into it. Look at this doji, reversal candle, reversal candle, reversal candle, reversal candle. And then here we finally get an expansion. This one gets a little small. Look at why. So you want to look at the candle. You want to understand what the stoplight action protocol is to give you a clear indication of if you should buy or trade. Let me say that again. You want to know what the stoplight action protocol is to know green light, yellow light, red light. Should I take a trade? Is there other information on the chart that just says this isn't really a signal? In this case, we see a reversal candle, this doji candle right here. Boom. And it's right here at this point of control. It gets rejected back down. Reversal candle, reversal candle. And this one actually touched this moving average. In this case here, we get a reversal candle. And as we come up, we're wondering if we're still going to snake back and forth right here. So there's no clear trade on this if you're trying to take any sort of larger time frame trade that's going to sustain and really make you good money. So in this case, we see an expansion of the bullish narrative because the candles are getting bigger until right here, we get a potential reversal candle. But then you have to ask yourself, maybe it's a potential reversal candle. Are there other signals that may be compressing the bullish narrative here? Maybe this isn't a reversal candle. Well, what could that be? Well, we have this moving average right here that we've seen has been a lot of contention. This was support, resistance, a little bit front running the resistance here, resistance. And then we come up into it again. So the bulls and the bears are saying, do we go? Who's going to take the lead? And then what happens is, look, next candle, we do test back down to it. And then this expansion of the bullish narrative is pushing up. So there's a couple things here. We have the candle here suggesting a little bit of weakness, but it's at a known level that there could be weakness. But we also have this sort of W formation here. It's a little bit sideways, but we're seeing a low, an attempt higher, a higher low, giving the bullish narrative the win in this sort of battle right here. And then we also see the break of this low here across here. See this low? And this is rejected, this is rejected, this is rejected. So this candle, even though it's compressed, is right at a moving average, but it's also above the neckline of this pattern that we're seeing right here. And so on the close of this candle and this coming down right here, retesting this and launching, that was your green light. So is it an easy system? Yes. Is it complex? Yes. The protocols tend to be easy, but it's critically important that you understand some basic things if you want to trade in this market and understand how to read the narrative and catch those changes in trend. You have to understand the candles. You have to understand the patterns. You have to understand moving averages. And all this sounds like it's complex. It sounds like, but we break it all down step by step in BitLab Academy. So in very short 5 to 8 minute videos per lesson to really deliver each lesson in a succinct way so you can stack all these things together and then use a strategy so that you can not only understand what's going on, but how do I use this to my benefit so that I can dominate this market? So shout out Alex Green dropping 5 memberships there. You just been, everybody shout out to Alex Green. Everybody hit the like for Alex Green. He must have given 30 or 40 memberships between this stream and the Discover Crypto stream before. So shout out. We got David Sherbert. Shout out, new member. Connor D. Digan said, making it rain. Just Jim. What's up, man? I'm glad you're a member. You're always in here. Swashbuckling Scallywag. What's up, my friend? Mike Bennett. What's up? B&H Baker. Shout out to everybody here. Now, so what are we talking about here? Let's get back out to this. Looking at this 1 hour chart, we have an attempt higher. And then let's look at this. What is this reminiscent of to me? This is reminiscent of, if we go to the 3-day chart, remember that structure we just looked at? Look at this. You see this roundingness? Attempt, breakdown, smaller attempt, breakdown, smaller attempt, breakdown, smaller attempt, and not, this is a higher angle of attack, more laid out. And then what do we get? We get the lower low from the previous range, and then a lower high, and then we get ultimately this breakdown. So if we go back to where we're at right now, these patterns and charts and formations and everything, they break down, they replicate themselves on all time frames. So looking here on the 1 hour chart, look, we had that initial pump, breakdown, pump, breakdown, pump, breakdown. We couldn't even reach this high. Now we have a lower low from the previous range. And as it stands right now, now we have a third lower high. This doesn't have to happen, but this formation, especially if we get on a smaller time frame, this is telling me, doesn't this look, this looks almost identical to what we just saw in the macro. This is telling me the likelihood is in that in the small time frame, not the macro is still, in fact, if this drops, it would set up even a more bullish macro, because we would start fulfilling some of that flushing out of the market that everybody's been waiting on. So we have the lower low. Currently, we have a lower high. We'll have to see what happens here. And where are we getting rejected at? The 20 moving average. So if we come back over here, we turn on the BitLab intelligence, turn off and we can see right here, similarly, boom, rejected. We had a little bit of a fake out up in here into this dynamic resistance zone between the 20 moving average and the trend signal line. Look at this, red, we're in a downtrend. We want to see what happens right here because we're getting a potential reversal candle here on the 15-minute, but we are also slightly below this 20 moving average right here in the EMA ribbon. If this continues down, we're looking for a retest down here, 44,950 region. And if we lose that, this is ultimately what we want to watch. This area between 44.5 and 44.7, which is the weekly VWAP, as that illustrated here on the BitLab trading stack. And this level right here, which we had this previous stopping volume candle right here. We also have this box that we have marked out, which is these previous range highs. So the most bullish of this would be if this tests down into this region, finds support and continues up from there. Why do we see this? Because we talk about rise, retrace, continuation. We're looking for what size retrace this is going to be. And the ultimately most bullish thing would be for it to, I mean, really right here and just continue up. But if this does test lower, we want to really hold this region right here and go continue to the upside. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. If we lose this, it means something else is in play. So if this comes here, tries to push up and then breaks below this, then we're looking for this region, this next range right here. We're looking for this range right here because we had all of this price action chopping in here. See this? Push up, fall down, push up, right? And we have this descending level of resistance that currently has not been yet really tested as support. So I'm watching 44.6, let's just call it the 44.6, 44.7, and then this region here down here at 43, 43.5, 43.7 for the bullish case. If we lose these, then maybe something larger is in store and we could talk about that. But what are we looking at on, let's go ahead and delete some of these things. There we go. Let's look at Cardano. Look at this. Impulse down, impulse, M formation right here, down. Where did it test? This previous range high. Look at this. I put my mouse here. You can see comes across. This is exactly where it bounced at. Came up. We could not make a new high. This is starting the setup of a potential bearish breakdown or some sort of retrace to the downside. We have the M formation here. And look at this. M, the smaller M, larger M, and then also another smaller M right here. It's giving all the signals it wanted to test the downside. So it came down, tested this previous range low, made another attempt up, could not break even through the trend signal line, and then ultimately, boom, it dropped. So as this is starting to look like a bear flag. What's a bear flag? Well, it's the opposite of a bull flag. It means that this is setting up for a potential continuation to the downside. And what we do is we measure this from this point right here down to this point right here. We have our flagpole. Let's move this down and let's see if there's any sort. I'm going to do option H. I'm just going to draw a line there and see where this lines up with previous price action. So looking at looking at the 15 minute. I didn't realize we were looking at a small time frame. So 6 hour. So bull flag. But this is starting to look not really like a bull flag. So we have a trend line like that. So resistance. Now this is getting a little bit weak. It dropped below. We can actually move this a little bit. That looks a little more appropriate there. So candle bodies, lost it, came back up inside. So right now, nothing's changed. So as it stands right now, we made an attempt to the downside, a little bit of a bear trap, came back up inside, tested this resistance again, came down. Now, if we lose this region right here, this region would be basically 61 cents. And we come down and test this, we really want to hold above 59 cents if we're very bullish in the shorter term. If we lose 59 cents, then I'm watching for potential fake outs on a lot of things, unless there's bad news for the ETFs, stuff like that. But I'd be watching, probably down here where this order block is right here. It's giving the perfect region to watch, which starts at 55 cents and goes all the way down to 51 cents. So likely let's go like this, option J, because look at this candle body and then the wick almost touches it. So 53.6, 53.7. I'd be watching this. If we lose this level, then I do think we're in store for a larger pullback. If we're able to break, I almost said north. If we're able to break out of this, this is not a good spot for that to be. Boom. I'm going to have to move this because this pennant is larger than this flagpole. I mean, it's very close, but we'll do it conservative here. Option T from the top to that and go like this. Boom. Let's measure that. Now what we can do is we do this, do Command C or Control C if you're on PC, and then Control or Command V. Oops. There we go. So these two break out and break down zones from a measured move show that this, look at this, goes right to this order block zone right up here in the 80 cent region. If we break down, a decent target to outline is down here at the 47, 48 cents. Now we also have this line right here, which is a previous range high at 45 cents. So one could conceive that if this does break down, a likely area would be between this 45 and 48 cents. Now, again, I'm not pointing this out because I think it's going to go down. I'm pointing this out because I'm prepared either direction that it goes. That's what I'm doing. Well, I'm confused because it says you gifted 10 memberships, Alex, and then you gifted 5, and it says 5 new members. Maybe some of you guys were members before. Now you're back. Welcome back, everybody. Can we look at Arbitrum and Caspa? Yes, sir. And by the way, everybody, shout out to those of you that were there in the BitLab Discord members area this morning. I'm pulling it up right now. Because like I said, I'm going to be doing more of those just impromptu morning, probably around 9:30-ish a.m. Eastern time. It's not going to be every day, but I'll do a little post in the open chat, in the members chat area, I should say. So coming over here onto the screen, shout out Alexander G, plus 27%. Yeah, that's from a while back. Tim dropping some great stuff in here, but no, coming right down here to, where are we at? See, in this area, BitLab member zone. If you don't see this, that means you didn't become a BitLab member at bitlabacademy.com. But you come right down here to the member streams. If you see this has some green, if this is green, we're in there. And you can check, I'll be mentioning it here in the members chat area. As you can see, scrolling back, where is it at? It was all yesterday. I think I did an open chat, but I'm going to be posting it in open chat and members chat. Open chat's up here. Yeah, see right here. I said, if anyone's around, we can hang and chat in the area, in the stage area. So you guys get involved. I want to make this more of a community effort where, you know, with the charts and stuff that we have in here, the setups, the chart requests. If you have, you know, by the way, if you're not following John Dalton, follow him here in the BitLab members area. He's sharing setups on a daily basis. Calling it out exactly. Stop loss, target, all of it. So let's get back here. Let's do some more TA, and then I'm going to run in a bit. Let's look at, we're going to do Caspa. What was the other one that you said a second ago? Caspa and Arbitrum. Yeah, okay. First, I want to look at Avalanche. Look at this. We call this out. If this comes back down and loses it, look at this. Chems up. Boom. This is exactly what's happened. Looks a lot like that Bitcoin chart we saw earlier. Impulse, a little bit smaller, a little bit delayed, and an M formation, and then the breakdown. Rising wedge also breaks down. Now, where we're at right now, if we lose $38, then I'm looking for this target down here in this box that I've drawn. Right down here. This is where the low of this sort of range is. Also, it's, you know, key area that I have marked. So anywhere, I would say 30 to 33, I think would be a great opportunity to add to the stack. And if we lose that, then come down here to 24. Now, would I be mad at that because of my other holdings? I'm human, so I'd be like, God damn it. But I have capital on the side that I can add to my stack in these key levels. Yeah. So let's look at Arbitrum, yeah. You know the song, then you know good humor. All right, option T. We're on the 4 hour. This is looking a little bit skeptical because this is a very sharp rising wedge. See that? Level of resistance, level of support. It's trapped in this range. Doesn't mean it can't continue going up, but it is showing that it's the bullish narrative is getting a little bit weak. This is much clearer. You see on the 12-hour chart. Now, if I zoom out on this a little bit, still showing that there's some bullishness in it with these signals, but I would be, because of the pattern, I would be a little bit hesitant. Now, where we're at right now, let's see, option J, I should say. Look at where this went to. Previous high. See that I just marked this out? Now, if we zoom in on this, look at where this went to. Yeah, the wick went just past it, but regionally went to that zone. So back on the 4 hour, went to that level. People took profit, came back down. I'll be watching for what happens if this does test back down. $1.67. Why am I looking here? Because when I look right here, if I go look at this option J, this is the top, and right in the zone, $1.66, almost $1.67. If we lose that, then I think we're in that move to the downside. That move to the downside that gives you another opportunity. This ultimately would be a great area. Why? High, high, low, low, low. Order block, all right in this region. So this would be the area that I'd be looking to potentially add some more right here, this $1.40 to $1.47 sort of zone. Now, if we take a move, option F from the base here to the top, now look at that. Where did we draw? We drew this based on what the previous price action levels were. And then we did the fib. And the fib confirmed that this is also an area of interest very strongly because we have the golden pocket right here. This 0.65, 0.618, 0.65. See this right here? It's right at the top side of this box. And you notice I didn't just draw this box inside where the order block is. No, because sometimes people will front run where that's at. So this is also showing some confluence with where this golden pocket is based on this move in conjunction also to targets based on where the previous price action highs and lows were. That gives us a strong confluence of this area right here. In fact, I would move this up a little bit like this, potential wick down into this if this is going to just be a bullish retrace for a continuation. Now, on the other side of that, if this does break down in here, bounce up here, get rejected at the 0.5 and lose this level, then we potentially could be seeing price action, you know, having a bit more of a correction to the downside. You know, in this case, yeah, could you see $1.24? $1.24. I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just looking at where these next highs are on the chart. Now, Caspa, let's look. If this is going to break out, look at where this went. From this move, this range high to the low, this gave a target. I have the fib extension. And this fib extension, look at this. This broke through this resistance and came up here and tapped basically right about the 2.618. So it's just interesting how these fibs work. As it stands right now, Am I leaning bullish or bearish on Arbitrum? I'm leaning towards just trying to test down to this area, a couple more cents down. If we bounce here, then this area, the $1.81 to $1.85 sort of zone, is going to be telling for if we get a fake out to the upside. But ultimately, I think a move up from here will likely result in a bit of a trap and come back down. So I'd be a little patient with this unless the market gets let loose and everything is running. Caspa. I don't want to look at MXC. Cas. Okay. W formation came back down, tested below the neckline, but came back up. This is looking rather. It's not really giving any clear signal. I mean, let me see something actually. Caspa, I need an older chart. Okay, there we go. This is what I want to see. I needed more data. All right. Option T. Draw this up. So got a point. Touch. Gives me a clear level. So if the price action does have some catastrophic going down, we have a clear level we want to look at that's the most macro line on the chart from support. Boom. Touch here. So if we do fall, maybe we even trade sideways. But if we do fall, we have this order block right below us. This is on the 12-hour, the 9.7, 9.8 sort of cents zone. If we lose that, then we have this clear level. And look at this. I want you to notice something. We look at this level. As we move our mouse across it, we look at where the crosshairs project across the screen. And it shows me that this level right here not only is an order block, but it's also this previous high range. Isn't it interesting that you notice these order blocks are getting printed roughly just above where this previous range high was? Why is that? Because this price is falling in here. The smart money can see, well, this is a previous high, so let's get a lot of buys right in here because this is going to be a good area of support. And this is exactly what happened here and then here again. And so when we look at this previous level and we see an order block here, and if this does push up and sort of bounce around in this zone, we also have this macro level, this diagonal level of support that's coming up below us. Now, the worry I have here, and I won't call it really a worry, is that we have a little bit of a rising, it's not really a rising channel, kind of is. We have this wick down below. But I want to watch what happens in this region right here. If the price action pushes up, we have this point of control, this teal line that's coming out of the BitLab volume, part of the BitLab trading stack. If we come up here and get rejected, especially anywhere below this high, which is currently what is happening. Currently, we have come up here, rejected. See this below this high. We have a lower high here. If we get a lower low here, this is when we look to this area that's down in here. Likely good opportunity to buy. Now, option F, I should say, top to bottom. I'm measuring from this point here down to this point here. And we see if price action, look at this, got rejected right at the golden pocket. You guys see, I'm telling you, use these fibs if you're not. Look at this, got rejected right at the golden pocket, 0.618, 0.65. Okay. Comes down, finds support, comes back up. Now it's getting rejected at the 0.5. Now it's finding support currently on the the 382. If this does bounce and come back up, we're going to want to watch this level right here, this golden pocket, this 13 cent sort of zone. If we're able to take that out, the next level up is 13.9, basically 14 cents, which is kind of in line with a lot of this price chop over here. But first, as we stand right now, let's see what happens within this range. Maybe we bounce again and come back up. Maybe we bounce and lose it. As it stands right now, there's negative money flow here. We're still looking at the 12 hours. So let's get down to the 2 hour. So yeah, so I could go either way on this one because it has, you know, much smaller market cap than things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. 24-minute. Yeah, I for this one, I would want it to be near a support or a resistance before I made a call on this, because it seems like, see how this pushed up? It couldn't quite make it. And look at where that pushed up into. Pushed up into the golden pocket of this move. Golden pocket came down. Now it's, see this? Now it's on the 382, and we have a lower high. And right now on this most recent range, we pushed up and dropped below this previous range high and this previous range, this sort of impulse high and low right here. So where it stands right now, I'm looking for this likely to get rejected somewhere in this region and come back down and test this zone right here. And if we lose this zone, then we already marked out those levels. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. XRP, you know, still holding on to this very key line that we've been talking about since July. What line is that? Boom, 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 boom. Now it's just snaking around this. Now it's just snaking around the zone. It's kind of formed a bit of a symmetrical triangle. We already measured it out the other day. So the move to the upside on breakout would be there, and the move to the downside would basically take us to these previous ranges. See this? There's positive money flow here, but I'm so bullish. But I still have this sneaking suspicion that we're going to get something that's going to wash some people out. So stay smart. Trade patiently. Let the trades come to you. And get in the Discord. Talk about things. Share, ask questions, share charts. Get involved in the Discord, the premium Discord here. And that's all I got to say. Check out bitlabacademy.com if you haven't yet. Learn how to read these charts. And then get in there and share your ideas, your thoughts, your questions with us in the Discord, because we break it all down here and we continue. The biggest part of BitLab Academy is the Discord, to where we can continue this education together. We have all these member streams, classroom things, all these things in the BitLab Discord. So I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day and an incredible start to your new year. Let's stay positive. Let's ask ourselves every morning what we're grateful for. What can I do today to take me closer to my goals? I love you. Hope you all have a wonderful day. That's all I got. Before I go, roll call. Who's still here? How are you feeling at the end of the stream? Are you bullish or bearish for this first week of 2024? Comment down below. And also, what's your prediction for December 2024? What do you think in the top 10? What do you think is going to be the best performing asset? Let me know. Drop your comments down below. Get involved in the Discord. Thank you for all the members that are here. Thank you, Alex, for all the gifted memberships, and I love you. And have a good day. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Check out bitlabacademy.com. Get in that Discord. Share those charts. Get those trades. See you on the top of this bull market, mother. Hit that like button. Subscribe. See you later.